this hearing. Mr. Pearson, I understand you've talked a lot today about the patient assistance programs that Valeant instituted to help patients cover the cost of their drugs after the company jacked up the prices. Now, we can debate how well those programs work, but I think the discussion raises an even more important question about patient assistance programs and the copay coupons that are offered not just here but across the pharmaceutical industry. And I'd just like to dig into this a little bit. For commercially insured patients, those with insurance that does not come from the government or patients without drug coverage, your primary form of patient assistance is to reduce what patients pay out of pocket. Is that right?
That is correct.
Good. So patients don't pay the portion of the insurance bill that would ordinarily come to them. Is that right?
That is correct.
Okay. But copays and co-insurance are usually either a set fee, like $25 or a set percentage of the drug price, like 10% or 20% of the total cost. Is that right?
That is correct.
Okay. So if the copay is covered by the company through a patient assistance program, who pays the remaining cost of the product?
For commercially covered patients, falls into two categories. One, if we have an agreement with an insurance company, where we're offering big discounts to them as well, they would pick up the rest.
If you happen to have an agreement like that with an insurance
Correct.
company, and if you don't?
And if they don't, then the company, in that case,
Okay, so
would
the
pick
insurance
up.
company pays for
No. If we don't have an agreement with the company, the odds are they don't cover the drug, and then we would.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me that? So, because I want to understand the math in how this works. A drug used to cost $1,000, and you double the price of the drug to $2,000, and let's just say the individual's copay on that is now $200. You give the individual a waiver so that the individual's not pay, the patient is not paying the $200. Are you telling me the insurance company is not paying $1,800?
I'm saying there's two cases. There's a case of an insurance company that covers the drug. In most cases, we're also paying them a discount, but they would pay.
But they're going to pay $1,800.
They'll pay the rest. They will pay.
So as long as it's a covered drug, they're going to pay the $1,800.
Usually less than that. In our case, since we would be giving them discounts, but yes, they would pay the difference.
So they're going to pay the difference. So when you.
But there's others. There are insurance companies that aren't covering that drug, of which we have many. In which case, if you offer that program, then the company ends up paying.
Well, so because what's interesting to me about this is it means if I'm following the math
Yes.
right on this, you double the price, even if you manage to give a waiver to the customer, you're still making a lot more money on this. And part of the way I figured this out is there's a Bloomberg report out that says that the pharmaceutical industry spent about $7 billion on copay assistance in 2015, and that was up from $1 billion in 2010. That all sounds pretty good until you get to the rest of the math. According to multiple analyses, these programs actually benefit drug companies when alternatives may be available and shifting the costs of expensive drugs to consumers and to the insurance companies. So we all pay higher premiums in order to cover if the insurance company is still paying for it. And the drug companies are still picking up the money and putting it in their pockets. So here's the question I want to ask you. What is the return to Valeant on the money that you're currently putting into the patient assistance program? What's your return on investment on that?
I don't know. In fact, for patient assistance programs, we don't look at it as an investment.
Well, don't tell me you don't look at it as an investment, because if it costs you money to double the price of a drug and then offer a patient assistance program, you wouldn't be doing it. You're not in this business. I think we've heard multiple times today, you're not in this business to lose money. So are you telling me you've never done the analysis of how it is that by offering patient assistance, you keep the patient and the doctor on a much more expensive drug? They have no reason to move away from that drug. And you're able to recoup, instead of, in my example, the original $1,000, you're able to recoup $1,800 or whatever arrangement you have with the insurance company. So the point I'm trying to get to is this is obviously a profitable undertaking for your business, and I just want to know what your return on investment is on that.
Senator, I've never seen a return on investment on overall patient assistance programs.
Well, you know, there have been ROI analyses by independent groups that suggest that the return is somewhere between 4 to 1 and 6 to 1. That is, for every dollar invested in patient assistance, that you're making more money because people stay on the more expensive drugs, and you just recoup it from the insurance company, and then everyone else pays for it. You haven't done that analysis?
I have not done that analysis.
Well, let me ask you a question in a different direction then. Why don't you use these copay reduction programs for federal government insurance programs like Medicare Part D or Medicaid?
My understanding is we're not allowed to.
Yeah, because it's illegal. And that is exactly the problem here. These programs are illegal because Medicare and Medicaid understand that the programs are scams to hide the true cost of the products from the consumers and drive up the cost for all of the taxpayers. Right now, patient assistance programs and copay programs are the only available lifeline for some patients, but they are not a real solution. We can't simply stand by and pretend that shuffling around the high cost of these products is enough. Congress should be doing more to address these high drug prices, and we need to be doing it now. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you